So yeah, the process of cleansing a space so that it is like pure and like sanctuary quality. Well, first it has to be clean physically. First, the floors is important that the floors in every corner are wiped, because remaining dust particles and remaining like old energy is just symbolic for stagnant energy. So first, very important to cleanse every little corner out of like dust or anything. It has to be pristine. The area has to be completely pristine. After the area is cleansed physically, putting together a sort of like a like a like a space, like a one particular space where all the magical energy is concentrated, where like it's like a little can somebody help me think of this word? What is it? It's like you like set it up and it's one space and it's a sacred like setup. I know there's a word for it. Like, you could put a little Buddha, you can put your incense, and like it's one little like concentrated little corner. No, there's a word for it. It's like, sure. Shrine, nexus. Okay, sure. Not the words I was looking for, but I'm sure those are what they mean. So once you set up that like one concentrated space, you set the intention that that space and the energy of that little corner that's like sacred is going to slowly expand into the whole room. So you can add into this little like shrine, you can add candle, incense, something that's my belly, something that's representing of the divine. Alistar Valates. Thank you so much for subbing. 5 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. A little peaceful puffy corner. Let me see what I can find on the internet about that. Hold on. Altar. Altar is the word I was looking for. You want to set up an altar, a spiritual altar. It doesn't have to be towards Jesus, Buddha, Saima, or it doesn't have to be to like any god or deity or anything in particular, just something that reminds you of divinity, of divine, of like something that makes you feel the energy of God. It can be anything. So you set up that little corner, and then you set the intention that the energy from that corner is going to like expand into the rest of the house. So now, from the perspective of that little corner being your source of like divine energy, the rest of the house has to like accommodate for it. So it can't be like one corner is super like divine and the rest of the house is messy and dirty and not like receiving the divine energy, right? So just a dedicated sacred space. Exactly. It doesn't have to be towards any like particular deity or anything. Okay, and then this is what the process that we did for her room. Once I set up that little sacred space, the rest of the room was cleansed, the floor, everything wiped. I was on my knees there wiping the floor, making it like good. Now the bed has to be, the sleeping space has to be very clean. It has to be like somewhere where you look at it and you feel cozy and you feel like you want to sleep in it. So after setting up the bed good and the rest of the room be feng shui to where like all items are in a very symbolic place. Like you're not gonna put, for example, she had a dog and her room's very small, so like there's very like minimal places to put things, but she has a trash can, the dog water and food, and the little, you're not gonna put the trash can next to the sanctuary, and you're not gonna put the dog food next to the trash can. Like it's not energetically correct to do that. So you have to find like the specific corner for like where all the energy of trash is going to go to, which is not bad. It just has to be separated from the other things. And then a dedicated energy for dog space, dedicated energy for like sanctuary space. And after we cleaned her room, I played my Tibetan bowl in there. Oi, thank you so much for subbing to one streak. Thank you, thank you. I saged the whole room, I incensed it, I played my Tibetan bowl, and then she had a guitar. Music is a great way to cleanse a space, especially that if when you play it, you really connect to that divine source within yourself. So I sat there on her bed, right in front of the little sacred sanctuary altar, and I really connected with it mentally and in body too. Like I embodied the divine energy. I was like literally facing the altar, meditating on the altar, feeling the sacred energy of it, reminding my body and myself of how it feels like to be in that sacred space, like in a temple, or simply when I am in like complete the presence of the divine, and I just like played the guitar with the same energy, and I visualized all the sound waves traveling to the whole room, and I visualized like more so it was kind of like this process of like creating a portal of divine energy, and then taking that energy out of the portal, like by playing the guitar and connecting with it. It was like I was like bringing more of that divine energy out using sound. Oh shoot, I forgot. Whoops. There. It's live. Okay, sorry. Using sound to spread that energy throughout the whole room, and like mentally visualizing how this looks like in the quantum field, sort of like really like before the room didn't feel like hers, it felt like another room of the house, but by the end the whole cleansing was done, that room felt like a literal little temple within the house. Like there was like a difference between when you open the door and go to the rest of the house, and when you walk into the room you feel that is like those four walls are containing a little portal to the divine and a little like safe space for her. Just felt so a fake rerun. I just felt so happy to have been able to do that for her, because like any friend of mine has to live, if it's in my power to like to do this as a service. I seriously, everybody, like every single one of you guys here watching, hi, if I kind of want to start like a tour where I like go to people's homes and I feng shui it and I cleanse it and I make it sacred. Maybe I like set up a little sacred space. Like I love doing that, and it people that I've done this for before, because this is something that I love to do, that I do it for free. I do it without people really asking me to do it. I ask permission if I can, but it's something that I really love to do. And the people that I've done this for, that I've like really transformed their homes into a sacred space, obviously like they always come back with so much gratitude and telling me how much of a difference it makes in their life to have their home reshaped like that. And I would do this for every single one of you guys. Every single one. And the only way you need to pay me is with your gratitude. Like seriously, this is like, I feel like this is my calling. but obviously there's needs of the physical world, so it's not very sustainable to do it for free. But I would, definitely would. Food, ooh, that's a great way. That's very good. Vegan food. just get me some bomb vegan food and I'll be happy, very very happy. But yeah, it does change you, like it changes your whole. See, I'm just reading the book Habits and I will start sharing it. We're still on this one. We're very close to finishing with the quotes that I marked. But this new book that I'm reading called Atomic Habits, which is very famous and probably a lot of you have read it already. It talks about how it really boils down to like who you believe you are. And that's where your habits flow out of, but also your habits feed back into who you think you are. So when you start to like take control of your habits, it like gives you feedback to know who you are. When your home is in a certain way, it speaks a lot about you. They say your home, your space, is a direct representation of your mental, emotional, and spiritual state. How does it look like? Is it disorganized? Your mind may be disorganized. Is it dirty? You may feel emotionally clogged or emotionally with baggage. Is it like if you have a lot of clutter or if you're holding on to a lot of things, there's a representation of your emotional state. You may be holding on to a lot of things. If it just doesn't, if you have a lot of like symbols of, how teenagers can have a lot of like posters and stuff of war and ugly stuff and zombies and stuff like that, like that's kind of representing their mental state, like their spiritual state. So a person's house, a person's space is a direct representation of their identity overall. So when somebody external comes in and like changes it into the most peaceful, cleansed, purified, sacred space and sets it up for you, and you have like a clear canvas, that's your new home now. Subconsciously, you begin to give yourself feet like, this is my space. It's so beautiful. It feels like a sanctuary. It feels so safe. And that gives you feedback. Oh, that's my state. I feel safe. I feel peaceful. I feel, So it does change. It does change lives to change your environment like that. Yes, treat your body like a temple. Yes, I feel that so deeply. Like I cannot bring myself to eat junk food, to drink alcohol, to smoke. Like I can't do those things because it does not feel right. Like it literally does not feel right. It does not feel good to my body to feel groggy, dirty, to feel clogged, to feel smoked, to feel like I do smoke every now and then, but I really feel like after I ever smoke, I have to like cleanse my lungs. I have to do some deep breathing because I love the feeling of purity within myself. Like I love it when I eat only salad or like whole food meals that are very fresh and healthy and wholesome. I love how they make my body feel like so sweet and alkaline, and even my like body odor smells amazing. But if I ever eat like processed or junk food, say I don't have an option, I'm just, maybe I'm in Mexico or maybe I'm somewhere where it's like that's just kind of what you have, my body just doesn't feel right. I feel acidic. I feel like my mouth feels dirty. There's too many like fake condiments, like chemical condiments, and my body odor smells weird. And it's just like, why? I don't like to feel like that. I like to feel clean. I love to feel clean from inside. So it's like, and also if I never drink alcohol except for like if there's like a wine of glass at Christmas or New Year's, or say like I've been offered here with my mom and her boyfriend. We're all sitting playing a board game. like if I want a drink and I'm like, no, not really, but can I like take a sip just to, try it. I've taken one sip and I'm like, I'm good. But I really like, it feels like in my body, it just feels like that one sip is really enough. Like I don't really want to drink more than that. Sodas, candy, any stuff like that really makes my body feel acidic and feel kind of like the sugars are just like overwhelming. So I really feel that. Like I literally feel the difference between like what I put in my body and like, if I put something that's clean and helps it be like more healthy, or if I put something that my body has to kind of fight against or process to like not, let it take a toll on me. And other people, I feel like other people may not be aware of the sensation of like what is worthy of putting in your body temple and what is not, because they haven't given themselves the opportunity to try a lifestyle that's very clean first. And like, I know that if they did that and they felt the difference, they would get obsessed with the feeling of purity within their bodies, and that would be enough motivation to break any addictions to any junk food, to any fast food, to any sugar, to any alcohol and soda. Like if they just give themselves the chance to try out how it feels like to live purely, or maybe not, or like some people are weird, some people don't care about feeling pure. I guess that's everybody's like how they are, so I don't yeah, I don't know, like alcohol. Yeah, like alcohol just makes people like, I'll tell you, I'll be straight up with all of you. We're about to get real here. We're about to get real. So alcohol makes a person act very unconsciously. They're not aware too much anymore of themselves. And if you drink enough, you can get to the point where you don't even remember what you were doing, when you're literally acting out of animalistic instincts. That's okay. It has its purpose. It serves its purpose. It's a medicine also. But when you're that unconscious of yourself, you really open up to entities taking control of you. And that's why alcohol can turn people violent. Or that is why alcohol is said to be more of a depressant, right? That's the difference between alcohol and all these shamanic medicines, is that say you smoke weed or you take mushrooms, in a way you're more aware of yourself, you're more aware of your body, you're more aware of your surroundings, you're more aware of your thoughts. But with alcohol, it's the opposite. You're not aware. And so when I see somebody drunk, it looks like it's far away from divinity. It just like, I've seen, people on mushrooms and they look like they're close to divinity. Like they're like, wow, like enjoying the beauty of the world. And I've seen people on alcohol and it doesn't look like they're close to divinity. It looks like they're halfway here, halfway asleep. You know what I mean? So alcohol just doesn't seem to me like something that the consciousness benefits from. It's sort of just like a relaxer and puts your brain half asleep, makes you a bit dumb. And also it's acidic for the body, like the body, yeah, the alcohol itself may do its work inside the body, like there are purposes for alcohol. Alcohol is not just like, oh, never take it, it's bad. No, it's okay. Like it has its purpose. It does its thing, but it is acidic to the body. The body does have an acidic reaction to it. And bacteria, viruses, diseases, cancer grow very well in acidic environments. Very, very well. But they don't in alkaline environments. And the body has alkaline reactions to citruses, fruits, vegetables, like things like that. The body responds to it in an alkaline, oxygenated way. Also, oxygen turns things alkaline. So, like, if you just breathe deeply, breathe. Oh, don't get me started on the breath of people who drink alcohol. Like, it's not even like just the breath of their mouth of alcohol. That I don't mind. Alcohol smells alright. But the toxins that start to build up in the lungs when they get exhaled, it smells like death. Low-key. Like, yeah, it's not nice. Sorry, I just went on a whole rant about alcohol, and I feel like, there's might be a lot of people here that enjoy drinking. I don't mean to disprove of it or say that, you should stop, or, I like totally respect people having fun and relaxing and drinking. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just sharing my point of view on why I think if you want to keep your body pure and you want to keep your body like sacred, like a temple, why alcohol doesn't mix well with that feeling of purity. But it's not everybody's job to be pure. You can be and enjoy life however you want, and you can drink all the alcohol you want, and you can enjoy it. Really, just live your life. That is the way. Just live it, live whatever feels right. Don't force yourself to change or do something that you don't feel like doing. Even if you know it's best for you, don't force yourself. Please just live your life however you want, and slowly you will go down the path that you wish to go. So just keep that in mind. Like, do what feels right, but keep in mind the path that you're going down. So I want to make that clear. Like, I really respect everyone's choices, even if it's drinking daily, even if that's your medicine, if that's what your soul needs you to do right now and needs you to get drunk every single day. I respect it, because I know that everything has a purpose, and everything has it's everything serves its purpose. So just making that clear. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Euphoria. I don't know what euphoria is. Is that a drug? Is that a pill? Like, what is that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, of course. Bere birra e vino ogni giorno. And you know what? Birra e vino, so beer and wine, it's not as bad. Like, you can drink a beer, you can drink some wine, of course not overdoing it. But really, when I was talking about alcohol, like, my whole mind was focused on like the liquor, like hard liquor. That stuff's like but a beer or wine, like, that's all right. That's, you drink one beer, you're not gonna get drunk. Drink one cup of wine, you may feel a little like relaxed, but you're not drunk to the point where you're like not aware of what you're doing. So that's fine. Euphoria is a state of mind. Ah, okay. I thought it was like taking euphoria or something. Like, made no sense for a little bit there. Euphoria can be reached through meditation. And it's so beautiful, because even if you just meditate 2 minutes, But you bring that meditation with you throughout your day, and throughout your day, your posture, letting the energy flow through your spine, breathing consciously, paying attention to your heart, being here, you know what I mean? Like, you'll notice once you become more and more aware, you'll notice that sometimes people are not here. Like, you'll see it. You'll see how they're like outside of their bodies. They're like not in their bodies. They're not feeling their bodies. But really like center yourself within you. Like, be inside your heart. Be here. Like, be centered. Anything you're doing laundry, you're washing dishes, you're working, you're driving, you're whatever you're doing, constant awareness on the breath. How's your body feeling? How's your posture like? Are you holding any tension in your shoulders? How's your facial expression like? Are you smiling? Are you frowning? Constant awareness on yourself. Breathing deeply. And you just do this, you will reach euphoria. You will reach what they call Kundalini rising. You will reach that like orgasmic feeling with each breath. And it's a state of mind, it's a practice. Like, you're gonna like, okay, bringing myself back to center, aligning myself, and then suddenly your mind is over there and you're thinking about the future and you're like outside. And then again, within, feel the heart, feel the breath, and then literally 2 seconds later, you're like out there, you're distracted, and then again, like, it's a constant practice. But the more you do it, the more you just immediately, like, again, back into the body. And then you feel great again. Okay. What makes me happy when being pure? I feel happy when being pure from the feeling of divinity. Like, literally, if your body becomes like a temple, God can be with you. God can be in you, and you can feel the grace of God. I don't want to turn religious here, so let me substitute the word God with the divine energy, the magical divine energy that makes life grow, that makes nature be as beautiful as it is, the same divine energy that makes your body work as perfectly as it does, the same divine energy that creates miracles, that gives life, that gives you that feeling of love, and that same divine energy that like inspires you to be in a state of so much gratitude, and that expands your heart, and it's like a golden energy. That energy, some people call it God, some people call it life force energy. There's many names for it, but you will recognize it. It is something that lives through all of us. And if you ever take shamanic medicines, you can feel it. It's like an energy that's very divine. When your body is very cleansed and pure, and your mind is ready to receive it by having good thoughts, because if you're having hateful thoughts or thoughts that are not in alignment with that energy won't make its way to you that easily. You may have a miracle where it just like strikes you and you suddenly explode into love, but you have to kind of like create like a receiving, like you have to like be able to receive it within your body. Like, be ready, like be your body be like a temple, your heart be like released of baggage, your mind be open to and already aligned to that like state of gratitude, and then it'll flow to you. And it's a very magical feeling that I would not replace, and I would never like let go of it just for the mere pleasure of eating however I want or doing things that are more of low life like pleasures, or like the low, like, you know what I'm saying. So it's just any pleasure, like down low will never like be as amazing and powerful as the pleasure that you get from up above, from the heavens. Like, and this sounds so religious, but I swear it is within all of us. You don't have to believe in a God, you don't have to be of any particular religion. If you are a human and you have a heart, a beating heart, and you love anyone in your life, like you are a person with consciousness and you're a person that can experience that love, like you are it, you're spiritual. Like some people have a connotation against spirituality, new age, religion, they reject those things. But if you're a human, it is biological. You have it. Like this is very scientific and biological. So that's what I enjoy from the feeling of purity that I always live. And non vivo in Messico, adesso vivo in San Diego. What about this sentence? You're not a woman exploring the universe, you're the universe exploring a woman. That's so beautiful. Yeah, like it's so beautiful to switch that perspective and realize that you, like right here, and right here, to your higher self and to your soul, you are God. Like you are the whole universe. You are everything. But then you condense down into this body, and then you are in the perspective of this heart, and you're like experiencing the magical reality of being this person. But it's like flowing from above. Like it like flows from the top of your head, where like your higher self, right, God is, and it's like you're everything, but then you get condensed down into this one particular like perspective of life. And it's so awesome because your God self can literally change this up. You can be whoever you want to be, to experience whatever God wants to experience through you. Like what makes you feel excited and happy to experience, you can experience more of that. What do you feel like passionate to experience? What type of life inspires you? That's what God wants to live through you. But you have to let go of your old habits, your old programming, your old, stuff that you let infiltrate into your subconscious. Not that you let, but that naturally gets infiltrated into your subconscious by being submerged around people who live the same way, television that tells you certain ideas, media that tells you certain that gives you certain programming, but the God self wants to experience something through you. You just have to break free from those old patterns and follow divine, like follow what divinity would want you to be doing. Do you have any challenges or difficulties you're working on with your meditation practice? Yeah. I mean, one of them is losing awareness from time to time. It's normal and it happens. Another is not having a dedicated space to meditate, but I don't think this is a problem or a challenge. It's simply like I meditate wherever, but they do recommend that you have a dedicated corner to your meditation because it starts to build the energy there. So whenever you sit there, you immediately feel like in the meditation space. I feel like I could be meditating a lot more than I am now. And for everybody listening right now, I'm quite sure that we all are living around the same life, kind of. Like, we're probably not meditating 45 minutes per day. We're probably meditating sporadically here and there, maybe throughout the week, maybe once throughout the week, maybe twice, maybe just meditate for 2 minutes. But something that I'm reading from the book right now that I'm reading is like the 2-minute rule, which is like just any habit you want to cultivate or begin, just do 2 minutes of it. If you did 2 minutes of it, you won. if you want to play an instrument, if you want to learn a language, if you want to study a particular something, if you want to exercise, if you want to go to the gym, if you want to do anything like habitually to build yourself into another, version of yourself that does those things, don't strive for perfection first. Strive for just starting. Just do 2 minutes and you're accomplished for the day. You've reached success. Like, just do 2 minutes. And that is so liberating to hear, because I used to think like, well, I like to do a lot of things. I work 8 hours, I stream, I like to meditate, I like to do yoga, I go to the gym, I play piano, I play guitar, and I'm studying programming. And I felt like that's way too much for a single day. I can't do all the things. So I was neglecting the piano, I was neglecting the guitar, I was neglecting journaling and yoga and a lot of the things that I enjoy to do, because I was like, if I'm studying programming, I have to study it for an hour to 2 hours a day. If I go to the gym, it has to be a whole 45 minutes. Work is 8 hours, stream is like an hour. So like I thought it would be way too much to also include piano practice, guitar practice, journaling, yoga. But if I just do 2 minutes, and I did it, like I'm just gonna play guitar for 2 minutes. That's it. I'm just gonna play the piano, I'm just gonna play a couple of songs. I'm just gonna journal like one sentence. Just do, even if it's the littlest thing, do it, because that habit begins to get built. The habit of grabbing your journal and grabbing the pen and sitting down and writing something gets built. No matter if you just do it for 1 second or like a whole hour. Or if you sit down and you grab your guitar, that's a whole ass habit that if you do it every day, even if it's just for 1 or 2 minutes, you're creating the habit of the action of going to your guitar, grabbing it, and playing. Or if you want to go to the gym and you enter the gym, you just work out for 2 minutes. Literally, like, it sounds ridiculous. I felt ridiculous when, like, and they say if you don't feel like going, don't skip. Just try to, even if you're just there for 1 or 2 minutes, just don't break the chain of, like, going. Because that's how habits get built. If you just do it repeatedly every day, it's just gonna flow mindlessly, and you won't even have to think about it. So like, I remember this day I really didn't feel like going to the gym, but I was like, oh, I'm not gonna skip. And I felt so ridiculous going in there for just 5 minutes. I was just like, I don't care, I'm just gonna go inside, sit at one machine, do a few reps, and I'll call it a day. Like, just to not skip. But once I was there, I was like, all right, I can do a few more reps. But yeah, I got out like in 15 minutes. I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, who goes to the gym for 15 minutes? But whatever, like, who cares? Show up first. Yes. You're an awesome, pure spirit, very wholesome and uplifting. Thank you for being you. Oh, thank you. I love you. I love you. That means you're the same. That means you have it within yourself. Like, the fact that you can see it in others and appreciate it in others, like, it really means that we've connected, that we share that, that even if you think you don't, like, you do. Like, you saying that, like, tells me that you have it within yourself, and that's very beautiful. Just harbor a feeling of love and gratitude with every breath you take, and you'll be all right. That is so beautiful. Yeah, I have the most beautiful people here on my chat, Luffy. That's so beautiful. Yes. And see, like, that constant awareness and meditation throughout your day will help you remember, like, with every breath. It doesn't mean just this one breath right now you do love and gratitude. Every breath throughout your day, like every single breath, can you maintain awareness throughout the whole day of your breathing? Can you maintain that awareness in your heart throughout the whole day? Try it. Really try it. Like, you'll see that maybe a whole hour goes by and you never thought about your breath and you never thought about your heart. Or maybe like 3 hours go by and you literally never thought about your heart just beating there for you, or your breath. The two things that if they stop, it kills you. Like, gratitude. Like, getting in touch with your heartbeat. It's such a subtle sound and feeling within your chest. And sound, I say, because I don't know about you guys, but I can kind of hear my heartbeat when everything's really quiet. It's such a subtle sound that you really have to quiet everything down. And it likes having that attention on it, and it feels like appreciated when you like slow down and you hear your own heartbeat. I feel it, like I feel like the heart's like, thank you, you're welcome that I'm beating for you all day long. After a certain point, you start to realize that there is not something called you. I vibe with this message. Show up first, yes, show up. Have a great day. Oh, okay, bye, Luffy. Oh, you weren't here when I read your comment, no. I sleep, I go to the gym and to the bar. Hey, at least you go to the gym, that's nice. I have to know you. Viene Italia ancora. Insegnami a vivere. My love. That's so beautiful. I would love to like show people how I live, like my day to day, like my little, how I live. Like I need to share it now that I think about it. I really need to share how I live, because hopefully it is of inspiration, because I live a very particular way. Like I do very particular things, and I'm very like honed into like living a high vibrational, but also just like I'm not like you'll see, like I'm not like, yes, I'll sometimes be driving and listening to mantras. Yes, sometimes I'll be just listening to frequencies. But I also listen to hip hop, and I also listen to pop and the popular music going on right now, and I listen to whatever I want to listen to. Sometimes I even listen to Suicide Boys. Sometimes I listen to heavy metal. Like there can be wholesomeness, like wholeness. Like you don't have to reject certain things of yourself. You can learn to enjoy them and stay in divinity, and learn to enjoy everything through divinity, like finding divinity through everything. Like that's another practice. Like I'm not living a boring spiritual life where I'm like deprived of everything and I'm just in meditation. Like I am living to the fullest in my perspective. The fact that I choose not to eat certain things or choose not to drink certain things is not because I'm limiting myself or restricting myself. I literally don't want to. Like I've tried those things enough to know the effect it has on my body, enough for me to say that's not what I choose to partake on. Just doesn't feel good. So I wouldn't say that the path to living a good life is depriving yourself or limiting yourself. I am an advocate of like, do it until you get sick of it. Do it until you learn that it's not what you should be doing. You want to smoke a freaking pack a day. Like get yourself absolutely fed up with it to where you're like, why the heck am I doing this? This is disgusting. Like I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like I'm an advocate for like going all the way and like overdoing it so that you get absolutely sick of it and you're like, no, not ever again. But that works for me. I don't know if me saying this might like prompt someone to go drink themselves to unconsciousness and then want to do it over and over again. There's weird people that like the feeling, I guess, of like grogginess. And well, I guess first like they have to try divinity and know the standard of purity and like how amazing it feels to be in connection with God. Try it, live in it, fall in love with it, and then go back to the material world and try all the things that you think you want and you think are going to give you pleasure, and then compare and be like, you know what, this higher pleasure is much more pleasing than this lower pleasure. And I will even, wait, ti pago el viaje en cambio cuando se wi-fi ASMR. Ok. Hi Lizky. Buon pomeriggio carissima. Dove siete? Like, where were you? I don't know how to say that in past tense, but where were you on Friday? I was reading Italian quotes. Thank you. Honestly, life gets hectic and so easy to get caught up, but just being here and listening to you discuss these things helps so much. Thank you so much for being here. Por cierto, tus baños de sonido son asombrosos, Lord Mage. No estaba hablando en español todo este stream. I want to be like you, but man, as I am. Oof. Pure pofo. Oof. That's beautiful. I would love to see a man version of myself. You give me a lot of positive energy and you have a wonderful view of life and spirit. Thank you so much. You are like, again, like, thank you so much for appreciating it, because just you appreciating that, like, it literally shows me that within your heart, you recognize it within yourself and you see it in others and you feel that level of gratitude because it's within yourself. And it's just like, I am just so happy that, like, when I get these comments of gratitude, it makes me so happy to know that there's people out in the world, like little angels that are at the same frequency, and like they have like I thank you for your work, because you're probably healing all the people around you by just being that type of person. I always wondered, is doing those sound baths meditative for you, or is it like a performance you have to be on? It's very meditative for me, definitely. Like, I get tapped into God. The whole point of me playing the bowls is me connecting to God and knowing what to play. I sit there and my first step is connect to divinity, and then play. And as I'm playing, connecting deeper and knowing what sounds to play that will connect me deeper. And I know if it's connecting me deeper, my energy itself will be transmitted through the sounds, through me playing them, because they're just like instruments. Not anyone can just go and tap them. Yeah, they can tap them, but it's an instrument. They are communicating they're communicating something through the sound. Maybe they're playing frantically. Maybe they're playing very loud. Maybe they're playing very soft. It's a whole, like, there's communication in it. And so if what I'm transmitting is divinity, because that's my purpose and I'm meditating and that's my intention, when I play, I make sure that I'm playing always in a divine, like, connection, so that, like, that's what I'm transmitting. Because I have heard my own sound healings when I didn't feel connected, when I felt very tired, when I felt like I was just doing it, overdoing it, putting up with it. I was tired, my back hurt, whatever. And it's not the same. You could tell. You could tell my energy's not there. So I've made it very important for myself to be there and be in connection with the divine when I'm playing sound bowls, because that's the energy that I want to transmit. I think you're suggesting something very good, but everyone needs to discover this sort of energy for themselves in whatever way the universe has for them. Everyone is different. Everyone needs to learn specific lessons. Yeah. So that's exactly what I was explaining, like with the alcohol thing. Like, if it is your soul's need right now, like, to do that, I completely support it. Completely. Like, you are going through your process. You are going through your own journey, and I completely respect that. Like, even if I know it's probably not the best for your health, it's okay. Like, you have lessons to learn. You have things and experiences to go through that I know they're for a higher purpose. You are probably here to heal something, and you have to lower yourself to a specific frequency and a specific lifestyle, even if it hurts you and if it hurts me knowing that you're going through that. I respect it. My brother, he lives off of cocktails of mental medication for depression, for mood swings, for schizophrenia, for it's a cocktail of pills that I know his body, physical body, doesn't benefit from it. His mind is addicted to them, and if he doesn't get them, he acts like a crackhead. Like, or he acts like literally like a heroin addict not getting their drug. Like, it's very scary and it's very bad, but I completely respect the fact that that's the journey his soul chose to take, even if it hurts him, even if it hurts me to witness it. I had to let go of trying to change it, trying to fix him through holistic ways, trying to get him off the medications, trying him to live the life that I wanted to live for myself, which is a life of purity and a life of health. He likes to eat junk food. He loves to eat chicken nuggets. He loves to just feed himself with processed sugars and yellow 5 and red 3 and all that stuff. He loves it. He loves to eat out of the cake glazing spoonfuls, like stuff that I know is not good for his body and is probably not good for his brain. That's the life he chooses to live. Like, it hurts me, it makes me want to cry, but I have to respect the fact that his soul knows what it's doing. Like, his soul knows that that's what he has to live. And I actually thank him, because he's probably an angel doing work that I don't understand, by being in those states of living in those lifestyles and ways of living. So I definitely agree with you. I respect everyone's journey, even if it hurts them and myself to witness it. I respect it, because I know that there's a purpose for every experience. Every experience that the soul chooses to have on this life, there's a purpose for it. So I'll never stop anyone from living what they want to live. If you want to live things that I wouldn't do for myself, I just keep it at that. Well, I wouldn't do it for myself. But I don't judge you for it. I don't tell you you shouldn't do that. I don't tell you you need to change. I literally, like, I'm here for you, and I'm just going to be a beacon of light. And, you know, I'll continue to put myself in places where I want to be. I won't, like, you know, if one of my friends likes to go clubbing and drinking, just because they're my friend, I'm not going to go with them, because I have my own autonomy and what I choose to do with my body and my time and my space. So I keep boundaries like that. But I won't tell her to stop. I won't tell her it's not good for her. I won't tell her to not do it anymore, because she has experiences to learn and go through and things that she needs to do in this life. So I'm like that with, like, everyone. Like, if you tell me, you can open up to me and tell me anything that you're doing, I will never judge you. I'll never criticize, not even inside my mind. I will never think like, like, I will feel for you, and I might feel uncomfortable that you're telling me that you're doing certain things, but I will always strive to, like, feel like compassion and love and gratitude for whatever you're doing, because I know that you're doing work. Like, you're doing work for the higher collective consciousness. Like, you're in that life, living that life, so that you can gather experiences and wisdom for your soul, for the next generations, and so everything has a purpose. Ever listened to Olafur and Niels from 4? I never listened to it. Can you send this to me on Discord? That way I can just click it. For 2 to 3 months every morning, I do yoga and meditate with your long YouTube videos. So thank you for that. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. You gave me the strength to go to the gym. It's 38 degrees and I don't want to leave home. Just do it for 2 minutes and then you're done. Is there any sound baths this week? Well, I'm actually leaving right now. Shoot, it is late. I have to leave right now, so we're just gonna play the sound baths. New sound baths. I have to set up. I may be able to set up in this wall. Excuse me. In this wall and set up my instruments here. So I might be able to do that, but I am late. So. Okay, Marco. all. I love you all. Los amo a todos. Mwah. Gracias, gracias, gracias por estar aquí. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for being. Ya me voy, señora. Bye. Bye, I'm late. Bye. Love you all.